Hi, Stampin' friends. This is Dee Osburn. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today we're going to make a card using Delivering Cheer. We're going to use this cute little girl here, and she's going to be bringing her Christmas tree home. And we're going to use the sentiment sending love and Christmas cheer. So if you like this video, please push the like button as you go along. And if you feel like leaving a comment, I would love that. I will comment back. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. And let's get to it. All right. So what we're going to do, I colored this one earlier. Not quite done with it, but we're going to do it just like this. And I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So first we're going to start with a piece of basic white, and it measures 2.5 by 4 3/4, 2.5 by 4 3/4. And we're going to take the stamp that has her body on it, and we're going to ink it up with some Memento ink, Memento black ink. And sometimes I think that if you rub it on there, you get the ink everywhere, and then tap, tap, tap. I think sometimes, I think sometimes that works better. So we're going to put her right here in the center, kind of towards the bottom. Cute little girl, right? And then we're going to ink up our Christmas tree. And again, I'm going to kind of rub it. Sometimes I think this stamp doesn't stamp in the center, so I rub against the center of it on the edge of the stamp pad. I don't know if there's bubbles underneath it or what's going on, but I feel like sometimes it doesn't ink up in the center, but I have it inked up now. And when you line this up, you'll notice when you do it that her arms right here will line up perfectly with those lines. So if you go too far down, I don't know if you can see this, but if you go too far down, the lines of her skirt go into her arms. So you have to go up until you don't see those lines anymore. So let me pull this where I can see it real quick, and you can see it too. And we will line that up. If I go down, you see how those lines are in her arms? So I'm going to go up, making sure that her hands are in the center of her body, and we are going to stamp her right there. And then she's holding it perfectly. Isn't that great? The stamp works so well. All right, now what we're going to do next is we're going to take some blender pens and we're going to color. So we're going to, I use light soft suede, and I'm going to color the tree trunk with light soft suede. And I'm a fast colorer, so this won't take too long. Okay, light soft suede. And I'm going to color the cuffs of her jacket the same color. And of course, you can, use your imagination and change this up to however you like it. Let's see if I can maybe get this a little closer for you. Okay, now I colored her jacket with dark cherry cobbler. Now my dark cherry cobbler is running out of ink. I ordered another one today. So we're going to do the best we can with this. It should be fine. I think that she should be colored. I mean, she's wearing a jacket behind here, right? So some of that red has to be behind the tree. And actually, I'm going to use the light cherry cobbler. The dark cherry cobbler is a little bit dark, I think, for me. So we're going to use the light cherry cobbler. And it's okay that that's a little bit darker, doesn't matter. And we're going to color her arms. The blender pens are so nice. They make coloring pretty much, mistake proof. I just go along the edge of the line, and look at that. I mean, it just goes on so nicely. I just love my blender pens. Stampin' Up! Makes wonderful blender pens. So we're just gonna keep doing that until it's completely colored in. I like this tip, I think, depending on what I'm doing. The problem with the other side of the tip is you have to be very, very gentle with it or it smushes down and then it's no good anymore. So this side works wonderfully. And when you have like a small detail space that you have to do, I think this tip works beautifully. So I'm going to just continue to color her in right like this. Okay. And then there's her jacket, all colored in. So quick and easy, right? And then for the tree, I used 2 colors. I used the dark Granny Apple Green, and I also used dark shaded spruce. And with the way I colored it was as you can see here, you can see the 2 different colors. I pretty much scribbled. And scribbling works perfectly. I mean, it's kind of a scribbly tree, right? So let's do it. I'm just going to start here, and I'm just going to kind of scribble towards the, in the direction that the lines go. And it's okay if I don't get everything because I'm going to come in with another color. And so I scribble, scribble, scribble. And then this I scribbled that way. Okay. So Granny Apple Green, super quick and easy, right? And then I came back on top of it and I scribbled, scribbled, scribbled with the shaded spruce. And I filled in some of those areas that were white. And I just kind of scribbled over it. And gave it kind of a 2-tone Christmas tree look. And the other thing that I did with that dark, what did I do with it? The dark, actually it's a light soft suede. I felt like her boots shouldn't just be like I stamped them. So I went back over it with this brown, with this soft suede blender pen, the light soft suede. And anywhere where it was white, I colored over it. And if you can see, I kind of went outside the line right there. No worries. I have my color lifter. Beautiful product right here. Because we're all human and we all make mistakes. And if I just go back over where I went outside the line, it erases it. I love that. You gotta love that. That's just amazing. All right, now I feel like her legs are cold. So I'm going to get the stamp from the set. They're these little leg warmers. I'll show you right here. Aren't those adorable? So little leg warmers. I'm going to ink it up in some garden green, and it's super easy to just put right on top of her legs. Okay, so you just stamp it down right on top of her legs. Wow, isn't that cute? Okay. Now, the other thing that I did that I think I love bling, right? And I was talking to my daughter about the mittens, and she said, "Mom, they should be white and sparkly." And I thought, "Oh, brilliant. What a great idea." So, I got my two-way glue pen and I put some glue on her mittens. I love my two-way glue pen. And then I have some, it's, what's it called? Dazzling Diamonds. They don't make this anymore, but you can get glitter anywhere. And I glittered up her gloves. And then as I was working on this, I thought, I think she needs to be a little more holiday-ish. We need to bling up all of her jacket. So I think we should have some glitter on her jacket. Wouldn't it be fun if all the lining and the buttons on her jacket were all glittered? She'd be just all set and ready for the holidays in her holiday jacket. How cute. Look how cute that is. Now, as it dries, it won't look quite so puffy. It'll just be nice and glittery. I'm going to go through here and make sure that my line is nice and straight, that I don't have any extra little glitter popping out, right? And sometimes I like to just touch it because that takes off just a little bit more of that glitter so that it's just the right amount of glitter. Look how cute that is, right? I love it. I'm thinking that her arms need a little glitter. That, if the edges of her jacket are glittered, then the edges of her arms should be glittered too, because that's part of her jacket. So let's do that too. You can never have too much bling, right? And maybe a little bit of the tree should have a little bit of glitter. Or maybe we should wink a Stella. I don't know. You could wink a Stella, or you could I think I'm just going to put just a few little pieces of glitter in this tree. Not a lot, just a little bit. Because it's Christmas, and everything should sparkle and shine for Christmas. Get the extra on there. Look, just the perfect amount. Look at that. I am in love. Okay. Now, once I did this, I need to mount it. I was just looking at it and thinking, should her shoes be glittery? You could add glitter if you want. I think I'm going to stop there. We don't want it to be too much, but I'm very tempted. All right, so this is just a piece of old, retired, I don't even know what set it's from. It looks a lot like some of the paper that's in the gingerbread and peppermint. It is not from that set, but there's some very similar paper in there. You could use any paper that's like this, any kind of Christmassy paper. And I cut this, let's measure it. I cut it, it's 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, and before I adhere it to my card base, which is shaded spruce, and it's cut at 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and it's scored at 4 1/4, so that when you fold it, you have your perfect size card, right? So before I put this on my card base, I am going to put a ribbon behind her. I like it. Okay, so let's cut this. We'll put a little glue dot. Let me get my glue dots. Excuse my reach. Okay, get my glue dots out. And we're going to press a little glue dot there. And we'll press a little glue dot on the back of this side. And then we'll put it. Now, before I put it on here, I want to kind of see where this is going to be, right? So I think I want it to go down just a touch more, maybe right at the hemline. Okay, so we'll attach it to the back. And this ribbon is, I think this is probably retired. It's shaded spruce and gold. So the shaded spruce is going to match our card base. Now, once I have that down, I'm going to glue it to my card base. My glue is stuck. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, let's glue that on there. Turn that over. Put it on our card base. Okay, get it nice and straight on there, just exactly where I want it. Okay, then I'm gonna pop her up. Okay, so let's put some Stampin' Dimensionals on her. I like to put one on each corner and one in the center so she doesn't sag in the center. Can't be sagging in the center, right? All right. Can't sag in the center. That will happen before we know it, so let's do all we can to prevent that from happening. Okay, so we're going to put her right here in the middle. She is just super cute. And then I made this bow. I used my bow at all, and I made this tiny little bow. Isn't it cute? The bow at all just makes such beautiful bows. And we're going to put it right there. So my glue dots back out. And I like to use 2 glue dots on my ribbons just for safekeeping. We're going to put that bow right there. Then we'll trim it just a little bit. Okay, we'll trim this side. All right. So our sentiment is sending love and Christmas cheer, and we are going to stamp it on a piece of basic white cut at 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. So we're going to use our Memento ink. We're going to ink up our stamp, ink it up nice and good. Okay, and then we're going to stamp it on here. Okay, sending love and Christmas cheer. And I'm going to I want it to go right here. So I want, underneath here, I want a dimensional, but on this side, I want a glue dot. So dimensional on this side, glue dot on that side. So we'll put a dimensional here. And we shall put a glue dot on this side. Okay. And I'm just going to shove it until I feel that dimensional. Okay, I'm going to make sure I put it on there straight. Okay, and then I think she needs some rhinestones right up here at the top. I'm going to put 2 of these rhinestone basic jewels right there at the top. And I think that finishes off this card beautifully. Look at that. Isn't she cute? And when I made this, I got excited and I made another one. In that set, there's one where she's wearing a dress. She's all dressed up in her Christmas dress. And on this one, I used garden green because I had used the green in the presents. I used granny apple green there. And I used a garden green twine here. Everything else is the same. The yellow is, I think I did daffodil here and pineapple punch there. So super cute. 2 versions of the same Christmas cheer card. So if you liked this video, please hit the like button and leave a comment. I will comment back. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to see more content like this, please hit the subscribe button, and I will put a link below with all the things that I used. So until next time.